Kia ora koutou katoa, welcome to my YouTube channel. I want to say a great big thank you to everybody who has been watching my videos and subscribed to my channel and left comments and likes or thumbs up along the way, and also to those of you who have shared my videos, so thank you for that. So this is, yes, for you Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising and or Venus. So first of all, I just want to say, to remind everybody that the messages that come through with these readings are general, so they may not fully resonate with you. If that is the case, then don't try and make it fit. Do check out what your other signs are saying for you as well. So, which is, connected to your, either your Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus sign for you. So, the reads that are coming through will be more focused on what is going on for you right now, what you might want to consider looking at, and to improve the situation or make changes and adaptations or whatever it is for you with yourself that could, the word I'm getting is mitigate the circumstances or the experiences that you're in are going through or working through at the moment for the greater good of one and all. Okay, so and then it's like, and on saying that this is about how can you help yourself basically, and with a possible outcome, outcome for you during this read, and an idea. And I want to say outcomes because they're like generally, we have choices. We have a choice of which way we're going to go things, or choose to go down that path, to make a decision, to think about something, to whatever. So there may be a few things going on for you, with you, around you at the moment, Scorpio. So like there are with many of us at the moment. So I'm going to do a 9 card spread today. So I'm just shuffling these cards around a bit just to see. Shift the energy. So there's something about shifting the energy. So I just want to take a step back for a moment. So this is, today is Monday the 23rd of August, and it is full moon today. The full moon was at its peak here in New Zealand around 12:01 a.m. this morning. So some of you might have had a rattled night's sleep tonight or last night. So, and I'm saying that the energy is going to be around for the next couple of days, and sometimes it can linger around for at least another week. So it just depends on how sensitive to you are, and also depends on what energy is around with the moon cycle and the star sign, and the planetary energies that are aligned up with it. So at the moment we're in Aquarius, so there you may be feeling a little bit of Aquarius energy in your energy, or in your around you at the moment, or about you. So have a little read up about that. I won't go too much into that, so because it's like I'll leave that for you basically. So this is generally, this read goes from basically like it says on the description there, to, for the rest of August. So today is the 23rd of August that I am recording this, and so we'll go through till the end of the rest of August, which is the 31st. So we've got a little bit of leeway there. So there's a lot going on. So I've kind of been like switching and changing, as you can tell, can see, can hear, but with the energy or what the content that's coming through. So, and all over the place. So I kind of feel there may be, either something going on with you or something going on with somebody else, but mostly you, or what you're seeing and what's going on, and it's affecting you in some way. So the first card out there is patterns, the second card is perspective, and the third card is the discernment. So patterns here, you may be noticing some patterns, and these full moon, new moon cycles, especially the full moon, are here to help us identify them, or usually we don't know what they are. So whatever is coming up for you and happening around you in your world, in your space, in your community, or that is affecting you or bringing up some emotional stuff in some way or form, is generally what we're needing to be looking at and pulling that apart to a bit, pulling that apart a bit to discover what it is, what is the truth, what is lying underneath it. So Aquarius is an air sign, so there's probably a lot of heady things going on, or thinking, overthinking, and the swords there, it's about just the truth, speaking your truth, which is you know, what the air signs, a lot of air signs, you know, are communicators. So there may be something that's going on that you may be holding off communicating information, or like receiving information, giving information, understanding, you know, discerning, you know, information around you at the moment. So with whatever is going on, what I'm hearing though is mainly there's some patterns, and you know, generally, obviously, it's pretty much to do about yourself or ourselves. At the end of the day, and how we can break free of patterns. And some of these patterns, you know, are not necessarily like really negative patterns or anything like that, but they may be, and you know, on saying that, there are some, because Spirit, I just say, don't necessarily always look at the patterns, the not so good patterns that have been happening in your life. Acknowledge and, you know, accept and acknowledge and accept the good patterns that you have created in your life. So, and maybe that you may be, for some of you, like there, like some people like say, like workaholic is the word that's coming through. So you may put a lot of time and energy into your work or into a relationship, but it's like finding that balance where you're not tipping the scales too far this way or too far that way. So it may be that you've gone, you know, for some of you, I feel like you've gone into a space of maybe you've felt, you know, you've put a lot of energy and time and energy into something, someone, or whatever, but you're not getting the results that you know, you thought you were going to get, or you hoped you were going to get, or there was just like, or you planned to get. But and then some of you, I feel like we've taken maybe a big rest and like just like spat the dummy for some of you. Some of you, it's like you've just taken a big rest, and maybe you've been resting a little bit too long with after a situation or an experience, and it's like now it's timing you to actually look at what these patterns are. So going in on mental and emotional level there, but you know, and it may be affecting you physically, as far as not necessarily health, but your energy levels and things like that, and the way that you are, you know, your diet and that, so what you're eating, what you're putting in your body, and that sort of thing, which is making you, you know, a little bit more peeved off with yourself because you're not generally maybe like that, you know, or there's something that you're not generally like, so that's affecting you in this, you know, in the way that you're moving through life at the moment, or in general. But it's like, I feel like there's come to a halt where you like need to, where there's that need or that want, and that sense of knowing that I need to sort this out now, so I can, like, you know, tweak whatever is there, so I can move in certain areas of my life fluidly, like I have been in other areas of my life. So it's really about finding balance, but it's identifying these patterns, and in moving, you know, and bringing in the patterns that do really work really well, and you know, into the areas where they are not working so well. So finding that balance, but also remembering to utilize what you're good at on this side, to bring it into the other side here where it's not kind of like working as well. And I'm hearing the word discipline as well. So sometimes we just fall out of whack with ourselves for whatever reason, and generally it's got something to, you know, something is not kind of working right, and we can get stuck, and we can go on a treadmill and start, you know, going a one, or that wheel, like for the mouse wheel, you know, and just keep going round and round in circles, and we can get off it. And when, you know, if we choose to, like, allow whatever it is to shift. So anyway, we have the patterns here, Eight of Pentacles here. So there may be something where you're needing to like create a shift and moving like now into learning something new, allowing something new to learn about yourself, about, you know, your work, about your career, about family, and that sort of thing. So I'm hearing some of you that may be to do with, you know, for some of you it may be allowing something like learning, you know, about I'm hearing or allowing yourself to go into about, you know, to do is it to do counselling? The word counselling is coming up. So it may be that for some of you is allowing yourself to allowing yourself to be open to maybe see a counsellor, or, you know, become a counsellor, or, you know, so you can learn something new about, say, grief or depression, or you know, or energy. It could be like you're learning something new with an alternative modality of healing or something like that, outside of the Western medical system, you know, that sort of medicine and that sort of thing. So the Eight of Pentacles there, but I do feel like there may be something for some of you is to teach what you know, to share what you know. The Sun here, it talks about hope, and inspiration at the same time, and energy, shining your light out there for people to see you. Like whatever these patterns are about, it could be for some of you is that you've gone through a time, and it could be coming. Some of you is there's like a time in your life where you've and now it's time. You could be like showing others the way to a better way of life, a better way of, or another way of life, not so much just a better way, but another way of thinking about things or learning about things. But there's something, whatever it is there, it's maybe blocking these patterns, maybe like blocking you in a way for some of you, and moving forward and learning and or sharing or teaching something there. Okay, but there is something, and now it's time. I feel like there's a now time with the 8. Is like there's sevens for me, like there's a turning point, and you recognize it, and you're starting to maybe just humming and hurrying, how, when, why, what, all that sort of thing. But the 8 of Pentacles, the 8s is like, okay, this is a now. So there's something that may be already in your energy now, where you may be already thinking about that right now as to, what else do I need to know in order to go in which direction in my life, basically, or to expand on the knowledge that I already have. And it could be that I'm hearing some of you is maybe building your own home, so you're needing to or you may be lining a garage or something like that. So it could be something like that, or learning a new hobby. But whatever it is, it's like helping you to break some patterns and some cycles as well that you might see. But it helps you to get outside of yourself in a way that it lifts your energy from whatever it is that you're working on with yourself at the moment. The 6 of Swords talks about, a move away from strife, or something about in your mind, like overthinking a place in your mind or a thing in your mind that's been playing, havoc with these patterns. So I feel like some of you, there is, with this new learning, it can help you to become or step out of some something that you may be feeling a little bit stuck in. So perspective here is, there is something here with, it generally goes back with these patterns. It's shifting our perspective or perception, whichever word you like to use for you. But it's, where are they going with that? There's a lot there. Perspective. There's something about seeing something for what it is and seeing something else for what it isn't, and bringing and finding that balance, basically, or finding the truth or being in that truth. So I feel like there is a lot of this, with this heady stuff going on and emotional stuff as well. The 9 of Swords and the Page of Cups, these two came out together, and I don't always keep them, but I felt like these two needed to stay together. So we have the 9 of Swords here. There is something about, these, whatever's going on and why you feel you can't or can, you cannot go into a specific area or a certain way. It's like allowing yourself to be open to exploring it, at least exploring it, and let that curiosity out to have a look what's down there, because there's something new that's coming out of this. When you shift your perspective, it's like your whole world, opens up, or our whole world opens up. So I'm just going back to this perspective here with this ball of energy. It looks a lot like the world, or the earth. So it's kind of like the world really is in your hands, in the way that you choose to look at things, or see things and that. So this is you, I guess, going into, with this page of the sense of new beginnings, or a sense of newness coming through, and willingness to be curious, to look into something else, or step outside of your comfort zone to learn something new about yourself, about a new job, a new career, maybe study, or whatever it is, because the book is open there. And it's just really to open up your world. So not letting your emotions get in the way to stop you from, creating and building on your own, personal relationship with yourself, but also in growing that, but also with other relationships that, it's going to affect in a way, in a positive way, of course, generally, if we're unless you want to go the other way, that's your choice. It comes down to that perspective and how we look at things. But going into like making that shift basically. But you see this, I love this energy here with this blue dragon. Blue is the color of healing for me on a spiritual level. But but you have the green lizard down, or the little green dragon down there also. But then we have this this girl that's holding up the cups there, and the dragon's is curious about what is going on there and wanting to shift things and learn things, something new, which is linking to this thing. So letting go of old ideas and thoughts, because there is something about the swords here is allowing yourself to move out of some sort of strife that that is around you in the way that you view things, as in moving forward, learning things, accumulating information and knowledge and that sort of thing. So the Page of Wands, see, look, there's another one. There is definitely some ideas and thoughts. So some of you may be going into a new business, or maybe going into a new job, or thinking about it. It may not be necessarily that you're going to actually open the business or begin the business right now, but the part of it may be more research for some of you. Others of you, and so now it's like, okay, others of you may be the next step into actually opening, putting this idea forward a little bit more. So there's some of you is maybe a step ahead or 2 steps ahead from that. Others of you, that the seed has been planted, it's more like, now I'm like, where am I going with this, and how is this going to work for me? How could this work? So, but it's like, whatever it is, it's like taking these, it's maybe that you're just needing to learn a little bit more and open your mind up to learning something different or something new that's going to help you progress with a project or projects. Could be a relationship, I'm saying that, or could be building your own home, like I say, a job, career, study, whatever that is for you. But it's like, this is you again. I feel, Scorpio, like allowing yourself to rise above your emotions and be in your power to lead in the way that you need to lead, I'm hearing like with dignity, without, getting overly emotional about things, and, shifting, your perspective and your perception about things, and also your patterns. It's like, I feel like you get to this point here is because it's like you're looking at things from a different perspective, basically, and you're not letting your emotions get in the better of you, and how you are going to do, give and have things in your life, but also what others what others do, be, give and have in their lives as well. So it's like, in a way, I'm hearing for some of you, it's none of my business, but I'm there, it's none of my business what other people think about me, and vice versa. So it's about like, now it's you stepping into your own self. Discernment here, because it's like you're able to discern better and more about what, in a different way, as to what it is that you need to do to, and with your working with yourself, as far as like because this is the 8 of Swords here, self-restriction, basically restricting yourself from doing, being, giving, and having what it is that you want in your life. And not only just for you, but for others as well. Then we have the 10 of Swords here. So there's something that is like coming to an end. Should you allow that, not letting your head get in the way. So this is just like relieving yourself of these thought patterns that have that have maybe like hindered you or shifted you in a certain way to what are they calling it, to acquiring that what it is that you want, or obtaining what it is that you're really wanting to have and do and give in your life. So this is like really just getting out of here, but I feel like this is about releasing all that mental and emotional, but also those thoughts that create those, the feelings in your gut feeling here. So it's opening you up. So I'm hearing, and then we've got the 5 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune here. So these are in reverse here, and they're the last cards they are the last cards. So I'm like, what's going on here? But I feel like what they're doing, this is saying is like, if letting go of this frustration, the 5 of Wands and the wheel there if you don't let go of that frustration, and the longer you hold on to that stuff, that struggle and that frustration with what on a physical level, but not only on a physical level, but on other levels, if you're not going to allow yourself to move and hop into that space of, what do you call it? For the lack of a better word, it's just nothing else is coming at the moment, but positivity, positive attitude, positive outlook on things, and just shifting and tweaking your perspective, and changing some of these patterns that, are not necessarily yours. In that sense, it's like you don't own that. It's like, so you've borrowed it in some ways off somebody else or from somebody else. So you not necessarily give it back, but you can visualize giving that back, or you can just disconnect from that and figure it and go in there and and just heal that situation. Because I feel like a lot of us, on saying that, where we get stuck on the multiple times that we've actually gone there, and it can be, really annoying and frustrating at times. But it's like, okay, I knew not what I did. I knew not then. I knew not what I did back then fully, but I'm not going to let that stop me, from moving forward in my. It's a little bit like, it's not an excuse, but it's an explanation. So we can only work with what we've got at that time, and then if we choose to go down that path. So I'm going to turn these around, because if, the thing is like the wheel here, the wheel of fortune is quite often what it's but it's not just about my finances. Fortune can come, like it's in abundance in all areas of your life. So a happy, healthy, loving relationship could be in a marriage, could be, that wheel of fortune, but it just opens the doors to everything else. Because, if we're happy or we're content within ourselves, we're more likely to achieve more or do something or find things more, the path a little bit easier, and we're more often to look at things that, what is a block. Okay, it's something there that's come in front of me. Maybe I'm not meant to go that way. So it's about looking at things in another way. So it may be that I need to go around that. What do I need to to do, or what do I need to shift in my way that I'm seeing this, so that will shift this block, or this, or what is it that I'm not seeing? Basically, what else is possible? And sometimes that's what it is like, when we're doing something and it can seem like a block, we say, okay, what else is possible? Maybe that block is there for a reason, to get us to check in with ourselves, or in with something that's that maybe you need to look at. It's making us look at something, and we've just got to look at whatever it is presenting at that time, to help us to either move through it, go over it, around it, or under it, whatever it is, to get to the destination, and for all the right reasons, for the greater good of one and all. But anyway, with these in reverse, it's like, I feel like with these two in reverse, it's just saying, this is about you shifting, and looking at the patterns that have been repetitive in your life, and not in your life, or what you've noticed in life that have been, had a bearing on how you view things and how you've been through your own life, as well as, and then, which means you're going to need to look at, your perspective around things, and then discern. The discernment is the other thing that comes with it, is like discerning what is yours and what is not yours, and releasing and relieving yourself of any, whatever guilt, shame, grief, anger, resentment, blah, 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 that is not yours, as well as, what is you may have felt energetically that has stuck to you, releasing that as well, with love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, and adventure, also in prosperity and abundance, okay? Always coming from the love-based perspective, so we're not hurting ourselves any more than what we need to, basically. Because this is not about throwing dirt at someone, or throwing it back, crap back at them or anything like that. It's really, about us going within and just not owning it, really, and being softer on ourselves and kinder to ourselves, but, and just releasing, like I say, that which does not serve us, and, sending love to that situation, experience, and those peoples or whatever And, and that's it. It's a bit like with Louise Hay, where she talks about in her teachings and her learnings about, looking in the mirror and saying to yourself or ourselves, I love and approve of myself. At first it may be, feel really weird that you're doing that, but the more that you keep doing that and you look in that mirror and you start to shift that energy and you look in the mirror and you say, I love and approve of myself, it can feel a little bit weird, like I say. And it's like, so this is where when I say, sometimes we got to fake it till we make it. And it's not with everything, but this is one of those times, and similar other times in our lives. It's just in order to shift our energy, because we've been trained to think in a different way. So now you're untraining or you're retraining your mind to think differently, or to respond differently as well, in a way that's going to lift your energy rather than dampen or lower your energy. Okay, so this is an amazing, beautiful reading. So the energy here, I feel like you've got it all there, Scorpio. It's just now taking this next step, and feeling that love and doing it anyway. It's like, and then feeling the fear and doing it anyway, with whatever fear there is. It may not be fear anymore, so it's just doing it and taking a look and having a peek in there, exploring, opening that curiosity as part of stepping over that line and getting that research and doing the research, and some as to what could be out there, and looking for those possibilities, and what is right about the situation, rather than what is wrong. So anyway, and so this full moon energy is helping us to push up. It's expanding the energy, so our energy can grow, so we can push past that, which is maybe hold what that is holding. Hang on a minute, I'm just going to get these energies just one at a time, or collectively come together, and one person speak, basically, or channel. So with the moving through with the greater good and the greater view in mind for yourself and for everyone else concerned, basically. Anyway, so where they're going, okay, so this the full moon is there to help us and the new moon, and and there's energies that come through out the month as well. There are different cycles that gently lower the vibrational energy in the universe, so we can take a break, and then it picks up again, so we can go out and expand our energy and expand ourselves as to do what we want to do or need to do with business and projects, and just like plantings, seeds, in the garden, or fruit trees, whatever. There is a better time to do that in the season, or in the month, or in different seasons. So it's the same with us energetically as we are moving through projects and learning about ourselves. So what I'm hearing is, with this one, things maybe amping up a little bit. Your energy levels may have been a little bit funky, or a little bit lower, a little bit all erratic, but it's just go with the flow of it, and don't try and resist it, and just explore what that might be about, what is going on in your mind, and that sort of thing. Whoa, awesome. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for you now, Scorpio. So I hope that helps, explain something, and just keeps you going along the way to, towards where it is, or the success, or what is maybe going on with you as far as in this next week or two, in this last week of, for the rest of August, and probably into September. Anyway, bye for now, and we shall see you next week.